That's it. Hello,
Yeah,
welcome
there
to
we
Glitter Goddess Yoga. My name is Anthony. Today we're doing revolution flow, so there will be a lot of twists, turns, changing perspectives. Today we are experiencing a hurricane. This hurricane exists, so apologize in advance if it changes our internet connection or if we drop out. Apologize. Um, as usual, because we can see you and respond to you in real life, really try to take care of yourself, move into poses and in between poses with a lot of intention and thought. We're going to do a nice, slow, simple warm up. And in our flow, there will be some twists that might feel a little uncomfortable if you have or experience any back pain, or if you experience hip pain. So if that's something that you suffer from, definitely try to be a little more careful. And I always suggest having a pillow and a blanket nearby as you set up. Definitely have some water for hydration. If you practice yoga often, you have blocks and a strap. Some poses might be able to use that support as well. So to get started, we'll just tap into the natural breath. Maybe roll the shoulders back to find a comfortable seat. You can close your eyes or find a soft gaze. And as you're breathing, you can start to elongate each breath, slowing down the inhales and exhales. And if it helps, you can count to 4 on the inhales and count to 4 to exhale. And from here, let's drop the head over to the left side. You can reach the right arm away toward the floor, stretching out the right side of the neck. And then using the left hand, you can grab the right side of the head. Just let the elbow hang heavy here without putting any extra weight. And then you can turn toward the shoulder, grabbing the back of the head. Keeping this slow, controlled breath. And release. We'll reach the left hand away toward the floor and drop the head to the right side. And then using the right hand, you can grab the side of the head. Again, keeping the slow, controlled breath. Maybe continuing to count to 4 in the inhales and exhales. And then turning toward the shoulder, grab the back of the head. And then release. From here, we'll roll the head just from shoulder to shoulder in front of the chest. Slowly with control. Bringing the head back to neutral. Let's spread the arms out wide and cross the right arm over the left. You can give yourself a big hug. And from here, you can bend the left arm and keep the right arm straight. Keeping that right shoulder down. And we'll bring the arms out wide again. And we'll cross the left arm over the right. Give yourself a big hug. And then from here, you can bend in the right, straighten the left. When you're ready, you can release. We'll drop the right hand to our right side and lift the left arm up and over to stretch the left side of the body. And we'll shift over to the other side. And from here, let's come back up and fold forward just for a moment. Maybe let the head hang heavy here. And let's slowly roll up. This next movement will sync with our breath. So we'll inhale to press the chest forward, reach the hips back, open the shoulders, open the throat. And exhale, bring the chin to the chest, round the spine, tuck the hips. Again, slow inhale to press the chest forward, open the shoulders. Exhale slowly to round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale to open up. Exhale to round the spine. Inhale to open up. Exhale to round the spine. Last time, inhale to open up. Exhale around the spine. We'll come back up to a neutral spine and go into our first twist. So we'll bring the left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind us. Here you can use the inhales to sit tall and long, and the exhales to deepen the twist, turning the head all the way to the right. Noticing the sensation of the slow, controlled breath here in the twist. After your next exhale, we'll inhale to raise the arms up overhead. And exhale to drop down to the other side. Again, using the inhale to sit tall and long. Using the exhale to deepen the twist. Maybe taking a moment to notice the sensations in the spine in our first twist today. And on your exhale, you can release. We'll open up the wrists by rolling. And facing the palms away from our bodies and the fingers toward our bodies, you can start to press the fingers into the floor, working toward the palms to open up the wrists, maybe giving some topical heat to the forearms. Being really gentle with our wrists here. When you feel like your wrists are opened up a bit more, you can shake them out. And I'll encourage you to take 2 sips of water before we meet on hands and knees and tabletop. I always like to suggest a pillow or a blanket beneath the knees. And here we want to check in that our wrists are stacked below the shoulders and the knees are stacked below the hips. And we'll start with some cat-cows. Same motion as the synced breath we did earlier. So inhaling to reach the hips up and back, pressing the chest forward, opening the shoulders. You can lift the chin a little bit. And exhale for cat by reaching that roundedness in the spine, tucking the hips forward. Finding as much inhale as you possibly can on the cows. And exhaling as deeply as you can on the cat. Syncing this motion to your own breath. We'll finish up on our last round here. Coming back to a neutral spine. We'll send the right foot back, tucking the toe. You can press into this by opening up the calf with a little bounce, engaging the entire leg. And in these next couple of poses, I will invite going into child's pose whenever you feel like you need to. From here, we'll lift that right foot, engaging the lower back, finding length in the spine. And then if you feel like you have access to it, you can come down to the elbows, lifting the leg a little bit higher. And then you can even bend the knee and open up to the opposite side, allowing the hip to open, finding a slight rotation in the spine. And whenever you'd like to, you can come out of this pose, bringing the knees close together, touching the toes, and sending the hips back over the heels for child's pose. Whenever you do find yourself in child's pose, I'll invite us to check back in with the breath, maybe using that 4 count in and out. When you're ready, we'll meet back again at tabletop. We'll do the same thing on the left side, tucking the left toes, opening up the calf, engaging in the entire leg. And from here, we'll lift that left leg, engaging in the lower back. We can come down to the elbows. And again, bending the knee, opening up the hip, pressing the weight into the right elbow, being really aware of balance here. And you can hold this pose however long you'd like to and drop into child's pose when you feel like you need to. Taking a moment again to check back in with the breath. When you're ready, we'll come back up to tabletop one more time. And this time we'll send both feet back, tucking the toes for plank. A modification here is to drop the knees down. Keeping that same breath here in this held pose. And on your next exhale, we can lower the knees, untuck the toes, bring the stomach and the chest down to the mat, resting the ear. We'll take another breath before coming up into Sphinx pose. For Sphinx, we're pressing the chest up by stacking the elbows underneath the shoulders. We're engaging in the lower back here, finding length in the neck, opening up the shoulders. I like to invite some intensity in the legs here by pointing in the toes, locking the knees, pressing the hips into the floor, engaging in the lower back a little bit more, finding a little more length in the neck. And on your next exhale, we'll release back down to the mat. From here, we'll press back up through tabletop. Bringing the knees a little bit wider than the hips, we'll touch the toes behind us and go into child's pose again. Stretching out that lower back, part of our back that we just contracted and engaged for Sphinx. From here, we'll crawl the hands to the upper right side. Keeping the left palm stuck into the floor, we can think about reaching the left hip down and back. And then we'll crawl through center, reaching to the upper left side. Reaching the right hip down and back. And when we come back to center, I'll invite you again to check back in with the breath. Breathing in for a count of 4. Exhaling for a count of 4. We can try to keep this relationship with our breath as we press back up through tabletop. And reach the toes back, tucked for plank. And keeping the hands and feet where they are, we can reach the hips up and back for downward dog. Keeping bent knees. Maybe pedaling out by pressing the heels toward the floor. And from here, we'll walk the hands toward the feet, keeping bent knees for forward fold. Allow the head to hang heavy here. You can remove your pillow or blanket if it's there. And here, we can grab opposite elbows. Maybe nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And again, keeping these bent knees, we'll reach the hands toward the floor. As if they're drawn to the floor, we'll slowly roll up the back from the bottom of the spine to the top. Rolling the shoulders up and back when we're standing. And we'll take a moment to press the feet into the floor, open up the palms, grounding ourselves. Connecting with the breath again. From here, we'll inhale the arms up overhead, extended mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive back down for forward fold. Inhale, press against the shins for flat back, keeping the shoulders back, finding a flat spine. Exhale, forward fold again. We'll inhale, raise the arms up overhead again for extended mountain pose. And exhale, arms by our sides. Do that one more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down for forward fold. Inhale, push into the shins for flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, arms back down by our sides. From here, we're going to go into chair pose. So we can bend the legs, try to find a flat spine by reaching the hips back. Some folks like to reach the arms up overhead, like Matt's doing right now. You can have the hands back here like this. Or if you want some support, you can use the knees. And this is a good place to practice that 4 count breath. Maybe you can find 1 or 2 rounds before leaning me back down for forward fold. This time it's straight legs. If you're not here yet, I invite you to come to forward folds, letting the head hang heavy, finding that breath. After your next exhale, we'll inhale to raise the arms up overhead again for extended mountain pose. Exhale, arms back down by our sides. Inhale again, arms up overhead. Exhale, spawn back down to forward fold. Inhale for flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees. This time we'll prop ourselves back up for chair pose, except we'll include a twist. So keeping the same relationship in the lower body, you can come to prayer pose and press the left elbow against the right knee, keeping length in the neck, keeping length in the spine. One last breath here. And when you're ready to release, you can meet me again, forward fold. Straightening out the legs once you get here. We'll bend the knees again for chair pose and twist to the other side. Coming to prayer pose, we'll press the right elbow against the left knee. Reaching the hips back still. Keeping the chest open. Keeping a slow, controlled breath. When you're ready to release, we can come back to forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy here. From here, we'll walk the hands back out for plank. Again, you can have the knees lower down if that feels best for you. Warming up the lower spine by engaging the lower back. And then lift the hips up and back again for downward dog. From here, we'll lift the right leg, bending the right knee, bring it to the chest, and then drop the right foot between the hands for a low lunge. Here, we're working on pressing the left hip forward. If it feels best for you, you can use 2 blocks or pillows underneath the hands to bring the earth closer. We'll take a couple breaths here, noticing that sensation in the hips, checking in with the stack on our right side that our knee is stacked above our ankle. And then we'll press into the floor with the left hand and reach that right arm up, opening up for a twist on the right side. And when you're ready, you can drop that right hand down to frame the foot. We'll send that right foot back to meet the left for plank. And we'll slowly, with control, lower back down to the mat. And take this opportunity to come back to the breath. And from here, when you're ready, we'll press the hands directly underneath the shoulders to push ourselves back up. We'll find ourselves in plank again. And reach the hips up and back for downward dog. This time, maybe finding full expression. Downward dog. Reaching the hips up and back even further. Keeping the shoulders in their sockets, we can find length in the spine. Then we'll lift that left leg, bend the knee, bring the knee to the chest, and then drop the foot between the hands. Again, you can use pillows or blocks as support underneath the hands. Notice the sensation here, pressing the right hip forward, finding strength in the right leg. And then when you're ready, you can press into the floor with the right hand, opening up with the left side. And on your next exhale, we'll bring that left hand back down to frame the foot. Reach the left foot back to meet the right foot plank. Bring the lower down to the floor once more. Knees, untucking the toes, hips, chest, forehead. Taking this moment to recalibrate the breath. Whenever you feel ready, we'll meet again back in tabletop. For this next pose, I like to have a pillow above the ankles, underneath the butt, so we'll sit the butt down on top of our ankles. Sometimes it feels good to have a lot of cushion, sometimes it feels good to have none at all. If you untuck the toes, it can feel nice to have some cushion underneath the feet. And first, we'll just roll the shoulders up and back, inhaling to bring the shoulders up toward the ears, exhaling to roll down. Inhale the shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale to roll down. One more time, inhaling up. Exhale down. We'll twist to the right side, so bring the left hand to the outside of the right leg. And reach the right arm around you. You can use the inhale again to reach tall and long in the spine. Exhale, turn the chin all the way to the right. On the next exhale, release. Do the same thing on the other side, so grabbing the outside of the left leg. Inhaling to sit tall and long. Exhale to turn the chin all the way to the left. And on the next exhale, release. However you'd like to get there, we'll be seated with our legs in front of us. And we'll start by tucking the left foot in, reaching the right long. And here we can crawl the hands down. It's okay to round the spine and let the head hang heavy. Or you can reach the chest forward, maybe grabbing the knee, the ankle, or the toes. Let's crawl our way back up. We'll bring the right hand to the left knee and the left hand behind us for a twist. Again, inhaling, sit tall and long, exhaling to turn the head all the way to the left. Allowing the breath, using the exhale to deepen the twist. Noticing the spine might feel looser. You might have more mobility to turn a little bit further this time. And from here, let's reach the left arm up overhead. Maybe lean the torso toward the right toes. Try to keep both hips on the floor. When you're ready, you can release. We'll sit back up to a neutral spine and send the left leg long, the right leg in. And we'll do the same thing on this side, so crawl the hands forward. Press ourselves back up. Bringing the left hand to the right knee. And the right hand behind us will twist. Inhaling to find length in the spine. Exhaling to turn deeper. here, we'll reach the right arm up overhead. Release. From here, we'll make our way to our backs. We can have the feet against the floor, with the knees up, and have a pillow or a stack of blankets prepared on one side. We'll start by dropping the knees to the right and left, like a windshield wiper. Checking back in with the breath again. And let's bring our legs to stillness. Set up a pillow or stack of blankets on the left side where the knees will be at. Once you've done that, we'll drop the knees over to the left side onto the pillow. Maybe adjust the body to find an alignment from the hips to the head. We can bring the arms out to a T. Turn the chin to the right. And to go deeper into the twist, you can straighten the left leg, allowing just the right leg to be supported by the pillow. If you want to try from here, removing the pillow to go deeper into the twist, and when you're ready, you can release, bring back to a flat back against the floor. You can bend the legs again. Move the pillow to the other side. And we'll bring the arms out to a T. Drop the knees onto the pillow. Find that alignment between the hips and the head. And then you can turn the chin over to the left. And straighten out that right leg, keeping the left leg bent. And if you want to go deeper into your twist here, you can remove the pillow. And when you're ready, we'll bring the flat back to the floor with the knees up, coming back to the breath. We'll find one more pose before Shavasana. We'll go into bridge. So for bridge, we're pressing into the floor with both feet, reaching the hips up, and crawling the shoulders closer together. You can interlock the hands underneath the hips. You can press the palms into the floor. Either way, we're engaging in the lower back, bringing some more heat back to the spine. And on your exhale, you can release by rolling the spine back down to the mat. Take a couple breaths here. And before we stretch our legs out long, let's hug our knees in toward the chest to feel like a ball. You can rock back and forth. Some gentle pressure into the back. When you're ready, you'll extend all the limbs out onto the floor for Shavasana. I'll encourage you to have one palm down to the floor, one palm open. I'll invite you again to think about how you can release using the breath. Allowing a position against the floor to recalibrate in the body, recalibrate the breath. The work in Shavasana is to do no work at all. So take this moment to just sink in. Maybe use the exhales to release the tension in the neck. Release tension in the shoulders, in the chest. exhales can open up the space to relax in the hips, in the legs, ankles, and the feet. You can let go of any tension in the eyebrows, in the jaw. Just release. In our last few breaths here in Shavasana, I'll invite us to reflect on the ways we might need to put in a little extra work to take care of ourselves in this revolution, ways that we might need to warm up, to open up, to expand our breath, to take on new perspectives, thinking about the ways that our backbone, our spine, can be a symbol of a space where we can lean, a space where we can use to shift, a space in our bodies that we can use to find a new perspective, to find enlightenment in other places. We take a moment to think about how our spines give us the support that we need to do this work. We take a moment to reflect on the rest that we need to take, to reflect, to recover, to check in with ourselves. Bring some awareness back into the body, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And take a moment to curl up to one side for a moment of comfort before pressing up to seated for our closing breaths. And once you've found a comfortable seat, you can find a soft gaze or close your eyes. Roll the shoulders back a couple times. You can have the hands in your lap at heart center or resting over the heart. A breath for the ancestors that we bring to the space, for the indigenous people who were here before colonization, breathing in and out. A breath to thank ourselves for our practice today, breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support, breathing in and out. And a breath for the movement, revolution that we're all taking part in. Breathing in and out. So, thank you for practicing with us today. We're here every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesdays at 4:30 and Fridays at 9 o'clock. Sorry. We'd like to thank the Province Community Libraries for making this happen, supporting us. We're still taking donations. Our donations are going to the summer decolonization project here at the House of Glitter, Performance Lab. If you want to find out more information, you can go to theglittergoddesscollective.org. We have some virtual offerings aside from this that you can check out. Dance on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock. Yeah, that's about it. Have a beautiful Tuesday. Bye.